Hey guys, Captain Dylan Hubbard here at Hubbard's Marina with a quick fishing report. We got our 39-hour boat leaving here at Hubbard's Marina, about to head offshore for a weekend fishing trip. That 39-hour trip is going out after amberjack. We've got big old gag grouper to hunt, red grouper, scamp grouper, mangrove snapper, and more. The Florida fishermen's loaded down here with only 24 anglers. Just 24 people heading out there for the weekend, going after those amberjack, grouper, and snapper, maybe some tuna, maybe some kingfish, maybe even a wahoo. Super light loads right now at Hubbard's Marina on these 39-hour trips, 12-hour night trips, 12-hour extremes, half days, all the trips, including our Dolphin trips, shelling, whatever you want to do out there on the water. We got an opportunity to do it. And right now, with the kids going back to school, August, September on the way, really great time to get out there. If you enjoy lighter loads, less people on the boat, smaller crowds, it's a great time to get out there. As far as fishing goes, offshore on these 39-hour trips, we've been doing really well. Last weekend, we had a 44-hour full moon trip out there, and they did very well on a ton of big amberjack. That was probably our best weekend amberjack trip that we've seen in a long time. Probably close to a boat limit of amberjack on that last long range trip that went out last weekend. And we're going out again right there. That boat's going to be back in Sunday morning at 6 a.m. 39 hours later, and hopefully they'll have a big old pile of amberjack again, and some grouper and some snapper, some other species. We've been catching a few gag grouper out there. The gags been a little bit tough. The water is very hot. Those gags are in super deep water when the water is so hot like this. So we're fishing around 250 foot of water. That's where we're finding those amberjack and those gags, and a few good scamp grouper as well. The scamp grouper love that deeper water. The big live baits, the heavy tackle, that's definitely the trick for those amberjack and those gags. The scamp, the 60-pound test, the smaller pinfish is a great option. But overall, the fishing's been really good out there offshore for not only grouper and amberjack, but also snapper too. We've been seeing some really big mangrove snapper, and we're hoping that this weekend trip has more really nice mangrove snapper. Near shore, the hogfish bites definitely been picking up for us. We're starting to see more and more hogfish, and that hogfish size is getting bigger and bigger. So we're looking forward to a great fall fishery for those hogfish. And then also, guys, of course, we always have those gray snapper or grunts. We're seeing plenty of those on our half day and all day. But mixed in on the 10-hour trip, besides the grunts and a few hogfish, we're seeing lots of lane snapper. Lane snapper are great eating fish. They're biting really well right now, around 70 to 100 foot of water. We're seeing some vermilions mixed in, maybe a yellowtail or two. So it's a great time to get out there on the 10-hour trip. Those 10-hour trips this Sunday is typically the more busy 10-hour trip day. This Sunday, we only have 20 people booked. So super light loads. The fishing's going really great. We have mackerel coming back now. The kingfish won't be too far behind the mackerel. We've got hogfish starting up too. So great time to get out in there on the water, enjoy light loads, and a great time. We have beautiful weather this weekend, calling for 2 footsies or less all weekend. You can see these sunny blue skies behind me. It's a little hot out here, but it's definitely on the doorstep of cooling down. We're looking forward to those cold fronts starting up here soon. Those cold fronts will bring nasty weather for a short amount of time, but then it'll bring that cooler weather. So we're looking forward to those cold fronts starting, not only to stir the Gulf up and to cool things down, but also those cold fronts bring in those kingfish. They turn those hogfish on. They start bringing those gag grouper into shallower water too. So a great opportunity to get out there and go fishing. But remember, once those cold fronts start, that trip timing becomes super important. The best time to fish is always right before one of those cold fronts or 2 to 3 days after that cold front passes. Once the weather calms back down, the seas calm back down in that water, and that water has time to clear up and that barometer has time to stabilize. So trip timing becomes super important once we get into late September as those cold fronts start rolling through our area. So pay attention to the weather. Don't forget hubbardsmarina.com. You can click fishing trips and check out the weather there. We also will do plenty of these live videos to help you know when those cold fronts are coming. Inshore here behind me at the bridge, lots of redfish, snook, and trout. At night is definitely the best time to hit it. The lights from the bridge have been holding a lot of those speckled trout at night, especially early morning hours. We've been seeing the occasional tarpon roll through here. Plenty of big snook around the dock, and the lights that 39-hour boat you just watched pull out, Will just caught about a 41-inch snook right off the stern of the boat before we started loading today around 2 o'clock. So the snook are thick inside Johns Pass. They're starting to thin out a little bit, and that's giving way to some redfish. We've been catching some nice redfish around the dock. The redfish like the small pinfish or a large live shrimp on the bottom. The snook are hitting those select shrimp up on the surface, or the pass crabs, or a live pinfish that's kind of hanging around the pilings or structure of the dock or jetty. Also, flare hawk jigs work really well for those snook. Great time to get out there near shore, offshore on one of our boats, or if you can't get on one of the boats, come down here and fish the jetty, fish the dock, fish the bridge, and catch some of those snook, redfish, or trout. Any way you slice it, remember, if you're too busy to go fishing, you're just too busy. Have a great day, guys. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you Sunday night for our live stream show.